Every file on your computer follows a quiet law, a number that decides who can see it, change it, or execute it. 6, 6, 4. To most, it's just a technicality, a file permission code. But to some, it's a symbol of something deeper. Because in a digital world, control isn't taken by force, it's granted through permission. And permission is the modern mark of power. In Linux and Unix systems, every file has a set of permissions, a digital lock and key. The number 1664 breaks down into 3 parts. The owner can read and write. The group can read and write. Everyone else can only read. It's not about secrecy. It's about control, who has access and who doesn't. But here's where it gets strange. This quiet little rule, this 664, mirrors the architecture of our entire society. A world where a few can write the code, a few can edit the systems, and the rest can only read the feed. Every day, you live inside a web of permissions. Your phone asks if it can see your photos. Your browser asks if it can track your location. Your government asks if it can keep you safe. The internet began as freedom, open, permissionless, built on trust. But freedom was never profitable. Over time, layers of control emerged. Passwords, licenses, firewalls, verifications, KYC forms, each one justified, each one reasonable. But together, they form something closer to a cage. A digital society where every tap, transaction, and thought is read only, unless you've been granted write access. We call it security, but it feels more like management. Now, if you've heard of 666, you know its reputation. It's called the Mark of the Beast, a symbol of control, trade, and allegiance. But step outside religion for a moment. Forget devils and prophecy. What if 666 was simply a warning about systems of total access? In ancient texts, the mark was about who could buy or sell. Today, it's who can log in or transact. The mark isn't carved on skin, it's coded in systems. Think about it. Your identity is digital. Your money is digital. Your reputation, your score, your voice, all filtered through databases you don't own. If access to those systems can be granted, it can also be revoked. That's the modern mark. Not a number, but a protocol. We evolved from analog locks to digital ones, from open source ideals to closed networks. At first, permissions were just convenience, to protect, to organize. Then they became commercial. Data, ads, control. And now they're existential. Your ability to participate in finance, travel, even conversation, increasingly depends on invisible permissions. Central banks test digital currencies with built-in expiry dates. Social platforms throttle your visibility based on trust, and AI filters decide what's true enough to be heard. The syntax has changed, but the meaning remains. Read, write, execute. Only a few have all 3. The system works because it feels voluntary. You accept the terms. You tap, I agree. You give permission. But over time, the choice becomes invisible. To live without permission is to be locked out. Every new layer, fingerprint scanners, identity wallets, carbon tracking, smart cities, promises safety. Yet each also redefines freedom. When every lock is digital, whoever owns the keys owns reality. The 664 permission structure, owner, group, others, plays out at scale. Governments and corporations write. Developers and regulators edit. Citizens read. And like a file on a hard drive, the system doesn't ask for rebellion. It just asks for compliance. Most people will never question it. Because permission is convenient. Freedom, in contrast, is messy, inefficient, unpredictable. The modern world offers comfort instead of chaos, but the price is subtle. We trade sovereignty for usability. The code decides, the algorithm approves, and we, the users, become read-only participants in our own lives. The mark isn't a symbol of evil. It's a reflection of how much control we're willing to give away in exchange for access. It doesn't arrive with horns or fire. It arrives with a login screen and a smile. So, maybe the number isn't 666. Maybe it's 664. A few write the rules. The rest live by them. But that can change. Every open source project, every encrypted message, every decentralized system is a quiet act of resistance. Freedom won't come from rejecting technology. It'll come from owning it again. And the first step is knowing when you're read only. This isn't prophecy, it's permission. And you decide who gets it.